Folks, right now a 30-year-old brain-dead woman is being used as an incubator to keep a gestating baby alive without the consent of the woman's family. Adriana Smith, a 30-year-old nurse and mother of a 5-year-old son, is legally dead. She died 3 months ago from blood clots in her brain after experiencing headaches and being sent home from the hospital without being administered tests that could have potentially saved her. She was 9 weeks pregnant. Georgia has blocked Adriana's family from having the choice to stop the machines that are keeping her body from joining her brain in death. Georgia's 6-week abortion ban has an exception for a pregnancy that threatens the life of the pregnant person, but since Smith is already brain dead, her life is not at risk, and since her fetus still has a heartbeat, Georgia has taken ownership of Adriana's machine-operated body until they can harvest the baby, dead or alive. Adriana is functionally serving her estate as an oven for a political idea that's meant to keep half of the population from becoming free enough to truly threaten the other half. This is not pro-life. This is literally a Handmaid's Tale episode. No joke. Season 3, Episode 9. And no wonder. This is patriarchy at its core. Women are commodities. We are owned. And while we're owned, we sure won't get our greedy claws into the boardroom. Men make it legal by doing it for the good of the state. They must own our vessels so society doesn't risk losing our duly required contribution. But the contribution, the baby, is just another political piece of meat in the triangle. Adriana's fetus has fluid on the brain, the consequences of which could range from severe disabilities to death. It's very difficult to keep a cadaver working as a fetal incubator. Complications are wide-ranging and severe. The instances in which this draconian situation has occurred in the past are few, but the older a fetus is when the mother becomes brain-dead, the greater its chance for survival. Long-term effects of the medications given to the fetus and the mother are unknown. Republican Georgia State Senator Ed Setzler, a sponsor of the state's 2019 law establishing fetal personhood at approximately 6 weeks of gestation when cardiac activity can typically be detected, says he thinks it's completely appropriate that the hospital do what they can to save the life of the child, because there's a valuable human life that we have an opportunity to save, and he thinks it's the right thing to save it. Setzler says to suggest otherwise is to declare the child as being other than human. I guess Amber Thurman was other than human. She's the 28-year-old mother of a young son who Georgia let die right in front of a team of doctors because she needed a simple D&C. Of course, there are more, but they don't matter to Georgia. We can assume Ed Setzler will not be contributing towards the inconceivable medical bills for keeping Adriana's body functioning for 6 months, plus the NICU and the cost of care if the child survives with disabilities. Georgia ranks among the bottom 10 states for children's health. It's 31st in education and 36th in food insecurity, and its infant and maternal mortality rates exceed the national average. Georgia is pro-birth, not pro-life. Well, here's what I want to know. Is anyone the least bit concerned with the fact that the fetus will be gestating with no emotional connection to the mother? He will not hear her voice or experience the rhythm of her movements. No one knows the consequences of eliminating this pre-birth connection. And given what's happening in America, how soon do you think the practices of using female cadavers as incubators will become common practice? Well, guess what? It's not a novel concept. It's been around for decades and even has a fancy name: whole body gestational donation. Yeah. Just recently in 2022, an article was published in the Journal of Theoretical Medicine and Bioethics by Anna Smajdor, a professor of practical philosophy at the University of Oslo. Anna proposes using women in vegetative states as surrogates for prospective parents who wish to have children but cannot or prefer not to gestate. Imagine a day when a wealthy couple can browse through a selection of women in vegetative states to choose which one gets to be repurposed as an unwitting incubator. Interestingly, functionally dead males have been used for sperm retrieval. But don't worry, sperm is only viable for 24 to 36 hours, so there's no risk that we'll see men used as mere vessels for the state to harvest their blessed fruit. Thank goodness. That would be a bridge too far.